Lest we forget, the United States of America is the grandest and greatest freedom experiment in human history. The most free, most fair, most tolerant, most equal, and most powerful. We should never, ever apologize for her. If you don't agree with that statement, at best you are utterly ignorant of human history. At worst, you are a willing enemy of freedom and America. The left's 2016 calamity is our opportunity, and therefore requires urgent, radical steps to win in 2020 and engrave that victory on the soul of America. As we embark on this noblest of causes, remember the plan the left has for you: utter annihilation. And prepare yourself to lock shields with fellow Americans in the defense of our simple and sacred shared objective: freedom. Let's begin. And let's get personal. Millions of patriots, including you and me, love the founding ideals of America. But there are hordes of people within our borders, remember those, who don't share our allegiance. And their ignorance and ideologies threaten America's very survival. As such, we are two Americas, a house divided. Two Americans, two Americas. To begin our journey, it is necessary to demarcate the bitter divisions between America and the left. To illustrate this, consider the lives and views of two immigrants from distant war-torn lands, Samara Omar and Somali Omar. Having previously fled the tyranny of Saddam, Samara Omar, along with his brother Bakr and father Mr. Assad, returned to Iraq in 2003 to rebuild their life and fight al-Qaeda. I had the honor to fight alongside them in the battered city of Samara in 2006. A decade later, Bakr and Omar earned the opportunity to immigrate legally to the United States and are now assimilated in the suburbs of Houston, Texas. Hereafter, I'll call my friend Texas Omar. Somali Omar is a member of the United States Congress. Ilhan Omar came to America as a young girl, fleeing the civil war of Somalia. Following 4 years in a refugee camp in Kenya, she was granted asylum in the United States, eventually settling in Minneapolis, Minnesota. She graduated from high school there, attended college in North Dakota, and secured a prestigious policy fellowship at the University of Minnesota. A few years later, the people of Minnesota elected her to the State House, then to Congress. Yet despite all that privilege, referring to her as Somali Omar still fits best. Somali Omar has chosen to return our goodwill with grievances, not gratitude. She views her time in Somalia as blissful, while criticizing the United States as racist, oppressive, and torturous. Unlike Texas Omar, Somali Omar did not choose America. America chose her from the squalor of a refugee camp in Kenya. We opened our doors and welcomed her. The state of Minnesota housed her, educated her, empowered her, enriched her, elevated her, and then elected her. Through the lens of gratitude, America looks much different. Texas Omar's victories on the battlefield, killing al-Qaeda terrorists, who the delusional, hateful Somali Omar asserts are merely the product of Jewish-financed American imperialism, earned his family a life in the land of liberty. Texas welcomed them as sons and daughters of freedom. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "There is not room in the country for any 50-50 American, nor can there be but one loyalty, to the stars and stripes." My friend Texas Omar and his beautiful family embrace 100% Americanism. Somali Omar sees the land of opportunity much differently. But don't take my word for it. Consider their words on multiple subjects. On America, Texas Omar, there is an American way to live, and it's unlike any other place on earth. The flag of the United States means sanctuary to me. Somali Omar, we export American exceptionalism, the great America, the land of liberty and justice, but we don't live those values here. On equality, Texas Omar, honestly, the media and social media paints America as racist. These people haven't lived where there was a real culture of racism. Where we came from, people were labeled and oppressed based on a few characteristics, even our first names, and there was so much division. Go live in Iraq or most other countries for 6 months, and then you will think differently about America. Somali Omar, I grew up in an extremely unjust society, and the only thing that made my family excited about coming to the United States